If you want more FIFA content from me, I'm now uploading exclusive videos to Patreon. The link for that is down below. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com. And of course, you can use the code TVM at checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. If you watch 6 o'clock content, not yesterday, but a few days ago when the first party bag SBC was released, you'd have seen that I packed Mahrez, which at the time I didn't know whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. I thought it was a towel. Turns out that would have been better than Mahrez in terms of value. Not that you can sell them, but you know what I mean. But Mahrez is currently coming in at between 285 and 320, depending on your platform. In fact, PC's a touch more expensive. That is the platform I play on, by the way, just in case you were ever wondering. As you can see, he needs a contract because I've just played all 7 games on the initial contract. So I will give him another one because I will be playing with him again. I'm not a massive Riyad Mahrez fan in real life, and I'm not a huge fan of him in game either, but he seems to be a card that comes to me an awful lot. So again, if you watch the Road to Glory, you'll see that we got the red Mahrez weekend just gone. I think it's the 80, was he 87 right wing? So not quite as good as this one. Of course, this is central as well, which for me makes life a little bit easier in terms of linking. However, if he was a left wing, maybe I could link him easier. That's irrelevant. We'll have a look at the team in just a second. But this card does offer an awful lot more than what the 87 offers. The 88 is a right wing. I think it was the 87 that I paid. Yeah, it was. So the 87 is worth about 45, 50k. The 88 is like 75, 80. And then the UCL Live, for some reason, is 100,000. I don't really understand why that is, because he ain't going to go up again. I'm guessing the Champions League is null and void at this point. And then, of course, the Shapeshifter being a central is that much more expensive. With a Maestro Chem style, I didn't even look at the possibilities of a Chem style. I literally just chucked a Maestro on him because I wanted to get into games. And I was kind of hoping that Maestro would be the one that I'd go with. And I think it might be. I would be possibly tempted to go for a sniper. And the reason I would be tempted to do that is because of the finishing. We'll talk more about that when we get into the clips. But it depends what position you want to play him. I actually played him as a cam. 4-1-2-2 as a cam. And I use my cam mainly as a third striker because they stay forward. And that's the instruction that I have on them. And of course, with Mahrez's high-low work rates, he doesn't come back at all. He is quite literally up there with the strikers the majority of the game. So it was almost like I was playing a 4-1-2-3, but obviously a big gap between the two central midfield players and the strikers because Mahrez was sometimes further forward than the strikers. Not that that's a bad thing, just saying, you know, with the work rates and the instructions that I put on him, maybe you want to consider not putting that stay forward instruction on him because there's just no need to, because he will naturally do that anyway. I'm just sort of forcing him further up the pitch. We give a nice boost to the shot power, nice boost to the long shots, although there are no goals scored from outside the area, I don't think, at least. I hit the bar a couple of times, but I didn't actually score. Had a pretty decent free kick as well, and I timed it wrong. And it's my own fault. I'm not going to show you it, but I just want to tell you about it anyway. I'm not very good at doing the knuckleball. I'm good at free kicks. I can score my fair share, but I can't really perfect that knuckleball. I did one like right in the corner. Perfect straight line for the knuckleball, you know, using the right stick after the fact, and everything was going well. The power was perfect. I thought this is going in top bins, and honestly, I think it would have done, but I timed it yellow instead of green, and it just sort of didn't have enough oomph behind it, which is a massive shame because that would have been such a banger. Speaking of banger, that team surprisingly good considering it doesn't look that great on paper. Salah out of position, Bale off chem, but that's kind of irrelevant. Pope's off chem as well, actually. Didn't lose... Oh, wait, I'm lying. I lost one game in the 7. It was such a boring game. My opponent read everything that I was doing in terms of passing, and I did exactly the same thing to him. Honestly, the ball did not leave the centre circle for about 88 minutes, and he scored in the 90th because, you know, scripting. And maybe he scored because he deserved it, I don't know, but it was a bit dodgy how I think both of us combined had like 4 shots on target, or 4 shots in general, and then in the 90th he manages to score. Little bit suspicious if you ask me. But that being said, let's talk about Mahrez. This guy is absolutely insane, and I've stopped using that word because I took criticism in the comments for using it in my title, so I just tried to cut it out of my vocabulary altogether, but I'm bringing it back for Mahrez because he warrants it. He is absolutely brilliant. I have a lot of fun play in this game with certain 5-star skill players, Pope aside, and Sarr aside as well, the centre-back, because they need to have a degree of ball control and dribbling to be good enough to be able to do these skills. But, I mean, he can. His ball control and dribbling, both with the Maestro Chem style, 99. They are 94 each without the Chem style as well, so you've still got insane ball control and dribbling. His agility is 96 without the Chem style, 99 with. So, arguably you could say, look, I'm going to give him a Deadeye. You don't need to touch the dribbling at all. You're going to improve that passing and that vision. Finishing goes up, shot power goes up, long shots and positioning all go up. He is now an 89 rated striker. He's still a 94 rated Cam. He is with a Maestro, he is with a Deadeye. And I think, honestly, the Deadeye is probably the way forward. Like I said, I threw the Maestro on him because I wanted to go into a game. I was actually I wasn't really specifically looking to do a video on Mahrez. I just wanted to try him out and see how much better than the 87 that he was, because obviously I've been using him on the road to glory, and I kind of wanted some point of reference. So started using him, and as a Cam, this guy is so good. The only problem that I found with him, and the reason I mentioned the Deadeye, is because his finishing is a little bit too inconsistent for my liking. And the problem with that is my Cam acts as a striker, as I said at the beginning, and he has an awful lot of shots. Now with that, of course, if your finishing's not very good and you are having a lot of shots, you're not going to score that many goals, or at least you're not going to score as many goals as maybe you should be scoring. This is the effort from outside the area, just outside, and the bend on that, the power, the accuracy, it's all inch perfect to the point where there's just a little bit too much on it and it hits the bar. So it's not inch perfect at all, is it? No, talking absolute nonsense. But still, gets in behind here. This time not going to overhit it, because there were a few times where maybe the composure coming into play. I don't know if I really believe the composure stat, to be fair. So, take that with a pinch of salt. But the running through on goal and then overhitting it just enough so that the goalkeeper gets it before you can sort of get the ball. Obviously, that's in the game. We know that's in the game. When you're bearing down on the penalty area and you think, right, one more touch, you've calculated the stride in your head, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now the goalkeeper's got it. Where did it all go wrong? Well, that happens with Mahrez a lot, more than I notice it with anybody else. We're like bearing down our goal, you've calculated the stride, you know exactly what's going to happen. Mahrez will 100% of the time overhit that ball, no matter where he is, whether he's striding into the penalty area, whether he just takes his first touch on the edge of the area and beats the defender. The goalkeeper will be there. It's not a coincidence. It's not anything other than just bad touch from Mahrez. So bear in mind, even though he does have insane ball control, dribbling, and just first touch in general is very good on paper, in game, not so much. Just bear that in mind. I mean, not all the time, but like in and around the penalty area is what I mean. Like, if the ball goes up 30 yards in the air and comes down, centre circle, his first touch is going to be inch perfect, and he's going to get that under control straight away. However, if he touches the ball too close to the goalkeeper, it gets away from him all the time. Like here, had that defender not stopped Mahrez, I honestly think the touch would have taken him into the penalty area, but the touch would have been so heavy that the keeper would have come out and claimed it before Mahrez got a shot on goal. So just bear that in mind. I will say, though, that I had a lot of fun using this card, and it's not, like I said, Mahrez is not normally a player that I would go for. I don't associate him with having a very good weak foot. For some reason, he does have a 4-star weak foot, and I think he has done for God knows how long, but for whatever reason, I just don't really... When I think of Mahrez, I think, oh, well, he's left-footed, but he's got a poor weak foot, so that puts me off, even though it's wrong, because his weak foot in game is actually fine. He scored a goal very early on in the clips. A very capable player in that sense. The price is probably the only thing that puts me off this card. I mean, of course, I've got it untradeable because of that party bag SBC, but I'm not a massive fan of how expensive this card is, and I honestly think it's down to the fact that it's central. The 88, which, okay, fair enough, isn't as good. It's 3 worse off in passing, 2 worse off in shooting, 1 worse off in dribbling, pace, and defending, and then 4 worse off in physical. So it is a significant upgrade from the 88 to the 89, but because it's central, it's triple the price, which is a little bit too much in my opinion. I mean, if you can get this card for 200k, you've done really, really well, and that is 100% worth it the higher you creep up there, the more it becomes can you get better cards for that money sort of thing. But, it is what it is. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a fantastic card, and hopefully he can get somehow, some way, I don't know how, but hopefully he can get a 90+ rated card further along down the line. Maybe even a team of the season if they decide to ever throw that out. But let me know what you think of Mahrez in the comments section down below. If you have enjoyed the review, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.